So welcome to everyone. Here we are for our first stop in Mansoura, which was the village of my dad, Farouk. The building you see here is actually the only building that remains that was not destroyed. It's what we call the new school. And this school was built in '65, so only 2 years before its inhabitants were expelled. And it has been turned into a dorm for the army after that. So for the ones that were there yesterday, maybe you remember that we showed how Mansoura became an important spot for our family and for our friends. So we visited it here a lot of times. Noam, that was 7 or 8 at that time, wrote his name, Noam Ve'Leonor. He put some hearts everywhere here.
Say, who is Noam?
Noam is Eitan's son, I'm sorry. I'm like it so. And if you enter in one of this room, you would see also די לגזענות או לשלום.
הוא כתב, כן, די לגזענות או לשלום, כן.
Stop racism, viva la paix. And here, like, Eitan wrote this a few years ago. It was in 2011, I think. Because my father, at that time, in 2011, we thought that my father studied in this school. And in fact, he never studied here, because this school was built when he was already studying in Colonizer, he was much older. So he studied in another school that we are going now to look for it together. The Circassian society is still, but was very divided between the tribe belonging. So Mansoura was a village about 1,100 inhabitants, and it was spread. The road is separating the two neighborhoods. So here we are in what we call the Bjadour neighborhood, and there is the Abzar neighborhood where my father used to live.
They had two schools?
No, this school was built only in '65. The first school, there was the elementary school, really for the little kids. And then they were coming here, and after they were going to study in Colonizer, which is 3 or 4 kilometers by foot from here for them. I think I don't have other things to say about this building. No, maybe you have questions, or so we prepared a nice breakfast for you.
Yeah, I just have one question. There's another building. Is there another school for girls and school for...
The schools were mixed. Girls
mixed.
and boys were studying together, which is rather amazing, knowing that the Circassian is a rather conservative society. But on gender equality, they were not. They were rather okay. So girls and boys were studying together, and here it was just a school that was built later, and it replaced the other school. Yeah. So?
If we have a look to the backside, you can find this hedge of keeping the cows here. This is the very place to symbolize the occupation in the Golan. It was for kids, teaching them. Now it's for growing cows for the settlers. I think this is the correct story of the occupation in the Golan. What the needs and what the purpose of investing in the region, and for what benefit and for what result. I think this is a symbolic situation of what they did in the Golan.
Thank you. So just a few words about, we told you yesterday about a performance that we co-organized with a Canadian performer called Vora Neumark. And her performance was called Mansoura Revisited. So I can tell you from my own perspective, the first time I came here, my main shock was not to see this building, but my main shock was to see how it's dirty. because the Circassians are very careful about their home and about what it looks like. And I know from my father how important it was that everything would be beautiful and clean. And just for the story, in Palestine 48, one of the two villages, Kfar Kama, is elected the cleanest village every year. Like it's something that has a very strong importance for the Circassians. And my father used to tell me that whatever we have or we don't have inside the home, we have to show outside that everything is okay and clean. And so when I saw, and I remember especially these two rooms, you can go to see, it was really heartbreaking for me to see the level of dirt and how it's no one take care of it. So we talked about it with this friend, Bora, and she came out 1 year after. We worked with her on another performance, and she came out with the idea to clean this room. And she believes very much that beauty is not only a luxury, but it's also a right. So the idea was to clean this room to welcome, as a metaphor, to welcome the refugee back. So this performance that you can see on the website and on our YouTube channel was actually in this small room that we cleaned, and I'm happy to see that it's still rather clean. So you can have a look if you want in all the different rooms, and after I suggest that we will go, it's the only spot we'll see. Just...
also you want to say something?
Of course. Thank you.
I don't speak English very well.
אם אתה רוצה בעברית אפשר
I don't
לתרגם.
speak English very well.
תגיד בעברית.
My name is Amash Suleiman, but I want to speak in Arabic language.
אוקיי,
It's very necessary to me.
פליז.
Maybe the other person don't understand me in Arabic, but I want to say in Arabic.
פליז.
نحن فخورين إنكم موجودين معنا، نحترم حضوركم، لكن بدنا نقول كلمة باللغة العربية. هذه الأرض هي أرض سورية، قد ترجع قد لا ترجع لا أدري، التاريخ بيلعب دوره، يعني التاريخ سيقرر، بس حقنا الأخلاقي وحقنا الثقافي وحقنا الفكري من الأرض هي للشعب السوري. نشكر كل إنسان يهودي وغير يهودي وعربي متعاطف مع القضية الجولانية، وكثار نشكرنش من العرب اللي مش متعاطفين مع القضية الجولانية. ونحن بنقول كيف كانت عم تحكي المدام هون عن قضية القذارة الموجودة، هذا مش ذنب دولة إسرائيل لوحدها، هذا ذنب دولة النظام السوري. فالنظام السوري والنظام الإسرائيلي أو طريقة تفكير الحكومة الإسرائيلية هي اللي بتشكل إشكالية للسلام وللعودة لسوريا. أنا بحب أقول باسمي الشخصي، أنا معارض لكل نظام ديكتاتوري، بتصور أصدقائي الموجودين معي، لكل نظام طاغي وديكتاتوري اللي كان موجود من الصين حتى يكون بأي مكان بالشرق. وشكرا كثير لكم لحضوركم ولاحترامكم لنا.
شكرا.